There's no intro thing. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
It's Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone. I was expecting my little video to run. I don't know what I did. I guess I'm on the wrong brand or something. Yeah, I'm on the wrong brand. So let me just go to
Ah,
PoliTarology and I'll go ahead and just play it for you because I know everybody likes it. So here we go. Why isn't it playing?
uh,
Okay. Now it's PoliTarology. Now that we've had the music and everything. So, guys,
now
tonight,
we're rocking and rolling.
yeah, we're rocking and rolling, and Sherry's going to join me. And I do have a few little topics for us to talk about. But in the meantime, I just want to let you all know that I'm so happy to be here because I'm so happy to be done with my work week. That's really nice. Well, not all the way done. I have to go to fair tomorrow, but still, I'm done with my normal civilian job work week, which is really, really nice because that's getting better. I'm getting better
Yeah,
at
I'm banging it tonight. I got you that just started, then Arthur in an hour, and then my members live stream an hour after that. So I'm like going boom,
So
boom,
Sherry
boom.
Sherry gets the prize for head case of the night. So,
Insanity.
yeah, definitely
Friday
insanity.
insanity.
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and the way I arranged these, I hope this works out pretty good. I'm going to share well, let me pull up the thing first and then I'll share my screen. Is this going to work? Oh, poopala. I have to like push it into the thing. Oh my God. All right, hold on a second. Okay,
Take your time.
there we go.
I'm not going nowhere.
Okay,
Where's my cards?
this was a really nice thing. I'm going to start out with a really good. Actually, let me end with that really good, and let me get something else up here. Come on, where are you there? There you go. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. So this is about Trump, um, and he wanted to thank all the DC police. So I'm just going to bring that up and get rid of that.
What's he trying to buy?
Exactly? What is he trying to buy?
Yeah,
And I'm going to
that's a
share.
payoff if ever I heard of one.
And I'm going to go to this one. Okay, share. Okay, so Trump says he thanks police and troops as DC crackdown on crime and immigration intensifies. And I wish I could, maybe I can zoom in here. If we could just zoom in to his little face. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see that really well, but
Yeah.
his mouth is drooping here really bad. Just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this looks like me when I had Bell's palsy after my daughter was born. I
Yeah.
mean, my smile never went back 100% to what it used to be, but I fake it, it's okay. But this is, I think, remnants of a stroke, this little
I
bit.
I think he's had several because
Yeah,
his face looks droopy on one side. He's starting to lisp really bad on one
really
side of his
bad.
mouth.
Yep.
When he walks, he's even more unsteady than normal, and
Mhm.
it's like he's drifting to one side as he walks.
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
somebody has to kind of grab him and
Very
point him in the
true.
right direction. And
Yeah.
so I mean, I just the last few videos I've seen of him, I'm like, geez, he looks like he's had a stroke or two. I mean, just
Yeah. Yeah, he
not
really
been a
has.
couple of weeks, and I try not to watch him if I can help it because he makes my stomach upset. Um, but
And
yeah,
then
so I don't know.
I have another one. Let me get rid of this one and let me share a different one. Stop screen. Okay, let me share a different one. And this one I'll just share the whole uh entire screen because that'll make it easier. Screen 2. So anything I put on screen too, you'll see. Same picture, right? Him with the little dippy smile. But
Yeah,
the
that
headline
smile is crooked.
on this one is National Guard troops on DC streets for Trump's crackdown will start carrying guns. So
Yeah, and
what he has learned from I don't know if this was Roy Cohn or Michael Cohen or what's the other guy who did the guy who wore like the ostrich skin coat that got Manafort. I don't know if
yeah,
I don't know who he learned this from, or maybe even the Project 2025 people. Maybe he's always been like this, but he is really good at slipping in something that people go, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and then he just makes it worse and worse and worse. And
or
yeah,
while everybody's over here to the left screaming, oh my God, he's over here on the right, get something done that,
mhm.
like you said, is worse. And he gets it like done under the covers, and
Yeah.
it's a done deal by the time everybody shifts back, and
Well, everybody's so shocked by the first thing. I mean, that he even has troops in DC. I mean, he already did this in LA, but now that he's doing it in DC, that everybody's all kerfuffled about that. And
somebody
now,
was saying,
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
that it just, it's what, like a week that, or a little over a week that he's had people there in DC, the National Guards, and from several states, and now all of a sudden he's just going to arm them
Yeah.
because, well, something else this tells me is that it's true
He,
that the military just refused to do him. The military just refused to go along with it. So he has
yeah.
to go with the National Guard because that's the only ones he can control.
And I heard one of the pundits, it was either Keith Edwards or it was the other younger guy that's become real popular. He looks like he's 12 to me. I'm sure he's older
Adam
than that. But
Adam Mockler.
Adam Mockler, that's his name.
Mhm.
It was either him or it was Keith Edwards that were talking the other day, uh, that some clip that played and then got yanked real quick, like within an hour, the clip was yanked and nobody can find it anymore. Something about start cracking down on everybody having guns and taking their guns.
Civilian guns.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And it's like you let that get out and he will have a revolt by his own
Yeah.
people. But I've always had the feeling that's been the ultimate goal all along because he can't control his base anymore.
Yeah.
He learned that real quick with the Epstein files. The minute they tried to pull that, well, there is no list and da 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 da. His people went berserk worse than the left did. And I think that scared him. And all of a sudden,
Oh.
we've got the guard in DC, and now there's rumors that he's going to try it in Ohio and Wisconsin and another state. I can't remember who. Helena
New
Ava
York.
just got
Somebody.
kicked from New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, let's see if
Um,
that really happens. He may just push back against that. But what somebody in here was saying, two other New York and Chicago that he's going to
New
have to.
York and Chicago. Okay.
Oh, good luck in New York. Good fucking
Yeah.
luck.
You just,
I
they
don't
hate
think
him
that.
already
I don't.
anyway.
And even Chicago, I think I don't know how that's going to go down. I mean, that does not sound really, really good. Um, all right, Brian Evanhoff, I see you there, and I will try to read on August 24th. He just wants to know is something big happening on Sunday the 24th. Okay, so of
I know a
my
lot of readers have been getting end of August, beginning of September.
yeah, yeah, I did. I
I
did.
got that myself on several readings.
Yeah.
Um,
So, let's see. What do we want to look at? One more thing about Dumpy. I just want to put this up because this was really interesting. So if you'll all indulge me here while I put this up so we can share.
John Bolton. What's up with John Bolton,
Yeah,
Laura?
I
Like
have him
that.
as one of my things too. Yeah,
Okay.
what the hell? We'll definitely read on that. Okay, so this is I can't wait. It's still spinning, but I'm gonna try to okay. Tracking the lawsuits against the Trump administration. Hundreds of lawsuits have been filed against his executive orders, challenging the executive orders. And without going into too many of them, I just want you to see every one of these blocks represents another case. And, and so, and the colors mean something. The colors mean the red is partially or fully blocked. The court left in effect and pending. So
Mm,
when we look at these, look at all this. Look at all these different. This is just insane. All of these cases, I mean, we remember just during the interim where he was not president. Oh, wait, that was President Biden's administration. All the lawsuits that went against him. And there was, I think over 100.
y-
This far outweighs that. I mean, look at this is a double row for federal funding. My God,
yeah.
look at all these immigration, a double row. Oh my God. So I just wanted to bring that up so that people could know that. And I got all the headlines that I'm looking at tonight. If you guys want to look these up, is AP. AP, I'm still following AP. I just think they're pretty reliable. And I also follow Al Jazeera. I do get
That's a good one.
I do
Yeah.
get one other one in my email. I can't remember what it is, but I do get that. And I stopped getting the newsletters, even from AP and Al Jazeera, because it just clogs up my email. But what I do is I do go in, I log in, and I look at all the headlines. And that gives me a good snapshot of what's really going on. So I think with that, I'm trying to formulate a question out of that because with Trump's police troops in DC, the National Guards, and tracking and all his lawsuits and everything that's going on.
Well, and with DC, I think a lot of his problem is there's been a lot of pushback with people coming forward, statistical facts saying actually DC has the lowest crime rate it's ever had.
Well, and here again,
And
we think like Democrats, and that is not the point. He
yeah,
doesn't give a shit that they
no,
don't
that's
really have crime. That was just a little hat to put on the mannequin. That was that
yeah.
wasn't the reason that he went there. He
I
went
really
there, I think, for two reasons. I think he wanted to have his protectors around him because he's
mhm,
in Washington. And
he's scared.
I think he wanted to have this militia state kind of started right around Washington, mainly because I think he knows he's going down. Oh, and something else I wanted to kind of announce, guys. I have been listening to Susan Lynn a lot, and she was saying that her guides are saying us on YouTube really do have to be careful, that they
With
really
what
are
we say and how we
with
say
what
it.
we
Yeah.
say, who we identify, what we're talking about. So if it sounds sometimes, if you're like, what's he talking about?
I've
We're talking,
started saying the current occupant of the White House has been one
oh,
of my
very good.
keywords that way they know exactly who I'm talking about without me having to say it.
So do
Um,
you don't think it's safe to say dumpy?
I think that's okay because I use that one a lot too when I forget to say the
Okay.
other one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I watch Susan too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've known her for a while now. I've actually got to meet her in person, and she's the real deal, y'all. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she gets hits. Holy moly, it is just in your face. Boom, it's right there. So if she's saying this is going to happen, I pretty much take it to the bank. I mean,
Yeah.
it may not happen tomorrow. It might be 6 months from now, but I know it's coming down the road.
But for all of us on YouTube, we've invested a lot into building up our channels and creating
Yeah,
a format that you guys like and providing information for you guys as well as readings. And
yeah.
so if you can play with us, that is really, really helpful. If you in your comments, if you can, and especially on a live stream, if you can in your comments refrain from saying, "Wait, are you talking about?" and then saying the thing, that would be really good. And then
Yeah.
in the replay comments, I don't think it's as critical because we can review those and say,
Yeah,
yeah, we're not saying, you know, but in the live, I would really
yeah,
appreciate if people just try to be really careful.
yeah. And in the comments after the show is over in the replay, evidently 7 is the magical number. If you put in at least 7 characters, that is something about the magic number of 7. You hit 7 characters or over, and it flips the algorithm into another level that will help push you out to more feeds.
Great.
I don't know why that is, but I've had several readers now tell me that.
So
It's like we're asking everybody, instead of putting like one heart emoji or one thumbs up or just, great show or whatever, make sure you got 7 of them at least before you click off, So I don't know what the deal is with 7, but I guess.
So if they said, "Thanks, cool Crone," that's more than 7.
That's more than, that hits over that 7. So that's something that's going to trigger that algorithm to put you in a different level. Or if they just want to put like a heart or a thumbs up emoji, do it 7 times.
Okay.
Do it 8 times just to be
Oh,
on the safe side.
great.
But
Yeah, great, Sherry. Good,
that's
good.
what
Really
I
great.
heard several different readers say that. Well, not just readers, but other genres of content creators talking about the magic number is 7. Make sure you leave at least 7 characters in the comments, and it will push it out on a different level. So,
yeah. And I want to encourage everybody, please go and subscribe to Sherry's channel. We want to get her to 10,000 viewers ASAP. This is really
almost 8. So
this is really important for our national security. We must have Sherry at 10,000 subscribers right away. If we
please, please,
don't,
please.
all hell is going to break loose. I'm dead serious. This is very, very important.
The sky is going to open clouds.
Yeah, but no, you guys love Sherry. And Sherry, I don't know if all of you are aware of this, but Sherry helps out like 50 of us on YouTube. She's always helping us out, arranging meetings, arranging parties, arranging doing backstage work for us. I mean, in addition to doing her channel where she has about 8,000 subscribers, she's doing all this shit for all of us. So please show Sherry some love. Try to say that 5 times fast. Show Sherry some love because she works her ass off and she's got a heart of gold and she's just a kick in the ass to be around. Not to mention a very, very fantastic reader. Yes, that I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually got my official thing for Otter Spirit.
Yay!
They're sending me this isn't it. These are some bracelets I had, but they're sending me the corn moon combo.
I'm so busy.
They're sending me
I couldn't even reply to that.
And then they said, and if you do a little promotion, like 2 minutes at the beginning of a couple of lives, and then they weren't like every show or everything, just say a few words, and then they're gonna give me a link, and if you buy something from the link, you get 20% off.
Yeah.
And I get a commission. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm actually gonna get something out of it.
They're very generous, and I'm wearing mine, my beautiful ones. I'm wearing my
best thing I like about them is that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Things I like about them the most is that money from every purchase goes to saving the otters, going to the otters, Save the Otters Fund. I guess they're an endangered species now. And they're so damn cute. I mean,
you're so cute. I've always
who
loved
doesn't want to save an otter? They're just adorable.
I'm from the West Coast, so otters are a big deal. They're a big deal, and I've always loved otters. And that's one of the reasons I decided to go with them, because I loved what they support, and I love jewelry, and their jewelry, the stones in their jewelry, I gotta say, very high quality,
Yeah.
and
They use
the
top of
way
the line stones.
they do, and the way they make their jewelry, it's not just like a lot of those bracelets that are made that stretch and expand. It's just on one little piece of elastic. No, no, no.
Yeah.
They do it the way fine jewelers do it. There's a knot in between each bead, and they take a lot
Mhm.
of care. And I think even the
And they
elastic that they
also
use
do
is
different
big.
sizes. You can get small,
Mhm.
medium, or large depending on how big around your wrist is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Small,
Yeah,
medium, large, and
so
also small, medium, large beads. So you can
yeah,
vary
yeah.
that. And they don't just do stretchy bracelets. They do all sorts of jewelry. So,
Oh, and they do earrings
okay.
and rings and
Yep.
pendants and yeah, I mean, I've been to the webs because they had just sent me an email asking me what I think about it when you came up on a show and did your thing. And I was like, oh wow, they just contacted me. So
Mhm.
it just takes them a while, I guess, to get around. I guess they've been contacting a lot of people. I've
Yeah.
seen other creators in other areas that have talked about their stuff. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
I love my jewelry, and
I
this is a
tell me
great
about it.
company. So, all righty. So
I
let's
love
try
the
to get,
bling.
yep. Let's try to get a question going about this with Trump and DC. So I'm thinking,
Okay.
do we want to look at where does this lead? Does it lead with him um, taking them out? Does it lead to some sort of event, some sort of confrontation with citizens, or where does
He's
this really
trying to
lead
piss
to?
people off enough that they actually revolt so that he can then go in and claim martial law.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he wants to
That's
bust
been
some
his
heads
goal.
first. He wants to
Yeah.
bust some heads first. He wants to be able to say that this is,
And there's
literally.
something coming up here end of it'll either be this coming week or the next couple of weeks into September with the veterans.
Mhm.
There is a large contingent of veterans heading to DC, and that's all I've been able to find out. They do not talk about it online, except to say we're going to be in DC. And when people say what for, and they say, yeah, we're just going to be in DC. Check it out. And that's all that's being said. And I've heard quite a few veterans groups. It's like zip lips. I don't know what's going on or what they plan, but there's some pissed off veterans that are planning on showing up. So,
Wow. Well, so let's look at DC, and let's see
okay.
if we think something hella big is going to happen in DC.
Yeah.
This phone, I think I gotta turn this phone off. I'm just too lazy. Whoops. I'm just too lazy to figure out how to make the notifications quiet.
Yeah, there should be a way to make it default when
Yeah,
it's just
there
like
is.
vibration only. But
When I tell you I'm busy, like I have to schedule like every 30-minute period of my life. I mean, it's crazy boots. Oh boy.
oh my.
Oh boy. It's coming. And it's not pretty. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So what we're sitting in now is they're pretending like they are defending everything.
Yeah,
Let's go.
pretending's a good word.
Yeah, right. So
Wow.
and yeah, they're sitting in a situation where they really feel like it's if they just keep pretending like they are defending the people, that that's their charge. That's the National Guard's mission right now. But honestly, there are, I wouldn't be surprised if the occupant of the White House is instructing his minions to send other factions in to stir up trouble, because that's
Yes.
kind of his MO, right? So that's what I'm getting here with this challenge, is that there's other factions that are stirring up trouble, and it's happening quick. So I would say maybe this weekend or next week. I think, yeah, it's going to come to a, maybe not a head, but the stuff is going to start brewing. And in the past, and I think this is referring to January 6th, he was like, no, just sit still. You don't have to do anything. I don't think he's doing that this time, because
Uh,
he's not the one calling the orders, right? He's telling people to do things and giving them carte blanche to do what they think they need to do. And he actually doesn't know. It's a secret. He doesn't really know what's going to happen, because that way he can react sincerely when it blows up, and he can be like, oh my God, I didn't realize how bad it was in DC and how much we needed the National Guard. So,
yeah.
cuckoo bananas there. This is going to change things tremendously. Not that it's going to bring about deaths of people. I mean, it might bring about one or two, but not big swaths of people, not even big injuries of people, but there could be some casualties in this thing that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the MAGAs have sucked back up into him. The MAGAs have looked back at him and said, oh, look what he's doing. He's really helping Washington, D.C., which lets you know that no real MAGAs live in Washington, D.C. They live elsewhere, like the Midwest or rural areas or something. And it's this is laying the groundwork for him. He wants to be able to take this show on the road and do it everywhere,
Yeah.
which is really frightening. He's hoping it'll be amazing. But I also get at the final result the Four of Swords. Now,
Mm.
is this for him? Is this the dumpster having a little event and having to pull back? Or is this no, that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, as I was saying about the vets,
Mm-hmm.
and Allison just posted
Oh,
this.
thank you, Allison. Oh, my battle buddies are waiting for their orders. Oh my gosh.
Right. Okay, so that's just confirming what I've heard. Thank you, Allison, very much for that. Because I
Oh.
was feeling weird kind of saying it, because you don't want to put the wrong thing out. Well, the first two cards that came out, I got two reversals. I got the Four of Wands and the Queen of Wands, both in reverse. So
Ooh.
both of them are talking about conflict, personal conflict, uh, uh, conflict with others, lack of support.
Mhm.
And then the Queen reversed is selfishness, jealousy, insecurity. This is the current occupant right here. And then I got duties, keep quiet. So he's sending marching orders out, or they're not telling him what the marching orders are until it's safe for him to talk about it, because they
Yeah,
can't
I'm
tell him
getting
ahead
I'm
of time,
getting
because he shoots off his mouth.
yeah, I'm getting like code or a secret handshake, or
Yeah, and then I
I
got
got the
joined
moon.
forces. I got
Mhm.
joined forces after that, so that could swing in either direction there. And now that I'm feeling like I'm getting confirmed on the vets, that could be a direct message for them, because then I got failed negotiation in shaping the future. So it's this isn't going to happen, because this is going to happen, the failed
So
negotiation.
so
So
Sherry, What if, and let's read on this, let's do a whole other reading on this. What if the agitators that are probably being sent in, entertainment purposes only, YouTube? You know, we're just a bunch of dumb tarot readers on YouTube. So please don't get too upset. Don't get your panties in a knot over what we're saying.
Yeah.
But if the agitators join forces eventually with some other larger group, what what does the National Guard do? Do they join in with the agitators? Do they hold the line and really, really protect people? So the National Guard turns on the agitator. I mean, is there going to be a kind of a second level civil war going on? And then what about, so let's read on that.
Yeah, because I heard it was one of the lawyers that come online, but he's like former military.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about the fact that the current occupant had to go to like down 30 names before he found somebody high up enough in the military to fulfill that cabinet seat of Secretary of Defense or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of them were like, no, we're not following that. And then the other, that doesn't make any sense. Why is that?
So basically, what we're looking at is, will the people who are armed, who are pseudo military or actual military, will they be turning on each other, or will they be protecting people, or what's going to go on here?
The hit I keep getting is that they're going to be the ones. They're going to be the ones that are going to be protecting people.
Who?
From the goon squad.
The
vets.
The vets. Yes. To me, they're like the third layer out.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the National Guard and then the agitators. What's going to happen between them? Because the vets are going to protect people. You know that.
And
I don't think you have to do cards on that.
No. But what I'm feeling is that if National Guard, which is usually really young guys who are just trying to go to college and whatnot, so they join the National Guard, if they see these vets coming in and holding the line where it's supposed to be held, how many of those are going to walk right on across and join their brothers in arms? Because
yeah, because
my brother's ex-military, my son's ex-military, and it's a bond there that's just,
you wouldn't cross it. But what I get here, this is no bueno here. I get that there's a feeling of lack with the National Guard. Like they don't feel like they're up to it. Like they're not quite, it's not that they're not worthy. It's like they don't feel that they're up to it. And they're probably going to encourage civilians to get out of the way of line of fire. That might be their biggest role, is to be saying, look, you guys don't want to be here. Take a vacation this week. Like go stay with your friends in Maryland. Go further. Go down to Georgia.
This weekend.
Go somewhere else. Don't be here. Especially take your kids, because the base of this, I get justice. So it's not going to go so far that he gets control of the city with all of this. I don't think. And they kind of know that they can't do this. I got the King of Swords in the past here. They know that justice and the lawyers and the real military, they know that they can't go against this. what crowns it? The Page of Cups. These guys are immature. Their ideas are immature. This is kind of like a Hegseth card, you know?
I got the Page of Swords.
So an immature person trying to do something shady or surprising is not really going to work. I mean, I do get the Three of Cups in the future for this situation. So I do think that right prevails. And I think that people are not harmed. And I think that generally things can come out okay. But they do see that the dumpster and the people around the dumpster are working very hard to try to make this happen, but it's not going to work. I get the Page of Pentacles for what they really are doing. You know, that's just immature. It's just not quite there. They have big hopes. We get the King of Pentacles for their hopes, but the final outcome is
I have drawn the King of Pentacles. I've started doing a thing every day called lunch break musings, and I do like a little 15-minute 6-card, just three pair sets. And I have drawn the King of Pentacles in almost every day for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so to me, that's the current occupant.
Yeah, it is.
That's what that's symbolizing, because that's how he sees himself.
Yeah, it is how he sees himself. All right. So, I mean, I'm just going to throw down 3 cards on the veterans and see what their role is in this.
Well, in the meantime, I'll pull the Knight of Cups reversed. There's a lot of jealousy there. He's for someone who didn't want to be in the military, who didn't want to go to war, who made sure daddy kept him from that. He has this fascination with wanting to be honored like he's a war hero. And he's not. And then I got the Page of Swords, the other page. So, and this is, again, that too young kid with that big sword in his hand thinking, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I got big city. So we got the right location here happening in the big city. And I got a sinking ship. I think that's how he's on a sinking ship here. And then I got dodging the question. So whenever he's specifically asked about certain things around DC, he goes all around it and doesn't answer it. Neither does his people. And then I got trade war. That's going to tie in there some kind of way.
Now, this is interesting. I pulled a couple of cards for the vets. And this is just so disappointing for them. And yet I also get the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So I guess they feel like their hands are tied, like they can't really use their wartime skills against anyone in a domestic situation. They can fight, they can quell, but they're not going to go so far as to really hurt anyone, which might allow them to get hurt.
I feel more, the feeling that I pick up stronger than anything else is one of absolute just betrayal. That the leadership in this country is so eagerly willing to just hand it all over to a dictator.
Yeah.
And it's that sense of betrayal of, I put my life on the line for this country, for our freedoms, for all of us to feel and believe what we feel and believe and be able to express it. For you jackbutts to just hand over the keys.
And I feel that this is just Act 1. This is not the end of this. I mean, whatever happens this weekend or this week or in the next week, this is this is just the first phase of it. So it seems like that leaving from DC, that's temporary. I don't think the National Guard is, I mean, the National Guard stayed in LA for a month.
Yeah.
So they'll probably
I
stay in
just pulled
DC.
the Three of Swords. This is that betrayal that the vets are feeling.
Yeah.
And I got the Ten of Wands reversed. I've been getting more reversals in the last month than I've gotten in a year. So this is just burnout. Everybody's in burnout level. They're just
Yeah. Yeah.
tired of
Nobody
carrying this.
wants this. Nobody wants this.
And then I drew the Knight of Wands, scattered energy. What else there? Frustration, anger. These men and women are not happy because this is the overall overwhelming feeling that I get from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Same.
absolute and total betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
You have stabbed us in the heart.
Mm.
You have made fun of what we revere.
Mm. I'm just peeking at the comments here really quick.
I started a couple of things I spotted that were
I like
and
this. I like this. I like this from Linda J. He's building a fortress around himself for when they come for him. Yes.
Bingo.
And the joke is going to be on him because that fortress is going to be built of people who actually believe in the Constitution. And when the time comes and they are asked to turn on him, they will.
He's not building. It's not going to be protection. It's going to be to lock him in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And one of the biggest visions I got several months back, I had a vision one night and I saw the White House at Christmas. And it was decorated and the snow was falling and it was
this year?
This year.
Wow.
That's what I felt like. But it was empty. There was nobody there.
You know, you are not the first.
He wasn't there. None of his people were there.
I have heard other readers say that, you know, and it's interesting that you describe it now because they said it back in the spring.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, who the hell knows what's going to happen by the spring? But
I think it was around March when I got when I had that vision, and then I shared it on air.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was on Nath's channel. And we were talking about it. And I said, well, that's not what I saw the other night. And he said, tell us what you saw. And so I did. Because he was like, well, what does the White House look like? And I said, well, it's beautiful. It's all decorated. And he says, then you know he's not there.
That's right.
Because if it was beautiful and glamorous looking the way we always expect it to look at Christmas, that's not her in there decorating.
No, but she would. I think if for some odd reason he's still there, I don't think she will be the one decorating it. I think he'll turn to Caroline Levitt and say, hire someone to decorate this for Christmas. And so it might come out looking beautiful, but I don't think so. I don't think he'll be there.
No, it was overwhelming. Other than that was just the emptiness. It was like walking into an empty museum is what it felt like.
You want to read on the White House a little bit?
Yeah, let's
okay. So
see what we get.
What do we get between Thanksgiving and Christmas? What's going on at the White House?
Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh my.
Go ahead, spill it.
First card that jumped out, Uprising, Rebellion.
That's
the first thing that came out. distraction, illusion. That's the next one that came out. Trains or transport. Somebody going on a trip, maybe? Hopping that midnight train to Georgia and not the one down south. The other Georgia.
Oh my God, you're right.
The last card I got was Sun. Yes, positive. So
Things
this
to
tells me
illuminate it.
it's gonna it's I love these damn cards, I swear. They are mm-mm. Yeah.
What do you got? What are you getting?
Well, when I put these two together, the uprising and distraction, it feels like yeah, like he's holed himself up because he's scared. He's running scared. That's why he's lashing out so harshly
Sure.
because he's running scared.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm getting distraction, and that's a lot of what he's doing too. It's look over here while I do this over there.
Mm-hmm.
He's an expert at it. Trains and transport, he's looking for a way out. He's trying to build himself a fast escape.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that midnight train to Georgia and not the one south of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that he thinks if he can get there, he'll be taken care of. But I don't think he's going to be taken care of in the way he thinks he's going to be taken care of. A lot of windows in that Georgia over there. A lot of windows to not get around. And then positive at the end, this is telling me he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great.
And I keep hearing the song Midnight Train to Georgia. That's what made me think of it because the song started playing in my head. I can hear Gladys Knight, it's like because at first I thought, Georgia, what the hell does that got to do with anything? And it went ding.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's more than one. Okay, that's what I got.
All right. So what I have here is it starts out with the Princess of Swords. So somebody who is in the either law enforcement or the legal industry is, optimistic about what they can do here in the White House. And what crosses them is the Eight of Pentacles. So they're working hard, they're bringing in experts, they're taking in the information, they're doing a lot of research. They're just trying to figure out how they can, fix things, make everything right. And what is beneath it is the Nine of Wands, which is, defending what's going on. So initially, they may be doing a lot of cleanup and reworking within the house, maybe even structural changes, but mostly they're going to be cognizant of needing to protect it, needing to defend it and keep it safe. So I do think that there will be something that happens where there'll probably be fences up again. There'll be a lot of protection, both cyber protection and just physical protection for the house. And what crowns it is the Princess of Pentacles. They're going to be very cognizant and probably putting messages out about just how much destruction was done to the house, how much was ruined, how much was taken away from the house and the grounds. And, they're thinking to themselves, this is what we see with our eyes. What is behind the walls? What is under the ground? What is above the roof? Because you remember when Trump was walking on the roof?
Yeah.
Whatever he said he was doing, that is not what he was doing. He had something else in mind. And so there could be things, like I said, all over, under the ground, in the walls, around the grounds, outside of the actual parameters and boundaries of the White House property. There could be a lot of things that have to be protected and replaced and maybe updated or whatever. And so they are just, there's I think going to be a whole wing or department that has to do with not just repair, but identifying what needs to be rebuilt. And given that it's
and
2025, they're not
replaced
going to,
and where it went.
yeah. And well, yeah, that's probably a different department. They took all the statuary or they took all the great paintings or whatever. But I think that they have to look at I thought they would make a new White House because there's
It's
going
going
to
to take a whole crew just to get all the damn gold lame crap off the walls that he has plastered up. I mean,
right.
I like what Raymond said. What a terrible era in which idiots cover the blind.
Yeah.
William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That's perfect, Raymond. That's perfect.
So true. So we know that he was in this deck. It's the deceiver, not the devil. We know that he is the deceiver, and we know that he was perfectly happy to give to himself and take from anybody, not the poor, not the rich, everybody. He took from everybody and just gave to himself, and that was his basic action and his modus operandi. And what the White House is looking at is the fact that it's very sad, but there's a lot of stuff that's gone. There's a lot of stuff and this is why I think they might just decide, let's just rebuild it so that it can be a relic, a museum, and let's just build something else. And that too will take a long time, but they could start with one of the buildings that is already owned by the government, I guess, like the Navy thing that they give to the vice president.
The vice president,
That house is maybe where the housing will go, maybe temporarily, because at least there they have some better idea and it's smaller. It's
hell, if nothing else, bring in a triple wide and park it in the back and just say, hang out here for a while.
Yeah, right. The final outcome that I get here with the whole thing about the White House is the Four of Swords, the rest. You just have to rest. And this is why
I got the sun positive.
Yeah, and there may not be somebody living in the White House at the end of 2025. It may indeed be empty. Too many readers have seen that. And that
I was going to say I've heard several other people say that it's going to be a museum in the future.
That may be the best thing to do. Oh my God, it's 52 minutes already. So I wanted to read on John Bolton, and then I wanted to look at the 24th. The actual, that's Sunday. Is that Sunday? Yeah. Okay. Sunday. Okay. So let's look at John Bolton. What were they looking for? Did they find anything? What's going on with John Bolton? The poor guy. I mean, talk about a true patriot. This guy, even having worked for Trump, he is a true patriot. I may not agree with his politics and his attitudes about war, but he probably knows so much more about foreign policy than most people around him that it is. And this is why Dumpy's picking on him, because he is this very, very knowledgeable person and isn't it interesting, in the same week that he picks on they pick on Bill Barr, they have John Bolton, men who are not necessarily of the same age, but a similar generation, and have both worked in previous administrations. I just think it's very interesting that they're both being pulled into the spotlight. And what do they hope to get on John Bolton? Is it just like the Hunter Biden thing? They're just going to manufacture crap? Let's see.
I think so.
Let's see.
I got the Two of Swords reversed. So we're looking at a lesser of two evils. Information overload. So I don't know if that means they're looking for something or if they're looking for a way to plant something. and say, oh, look what we found. What are you doing with this? Well, it wasn't in my house before you came in. That kind of response. And then I got the 8 of Cups reversed, giving it another good old college try. Let's one more time. Let's do it. Fear of change, fear of loss. I don't know what he's afraid of. He's afraid that Bolton's got something on him. Lost opportunity, missed chance. So for whatever reason, he's thinking Bolton's got something on him, and he's trying to, it feels like he's trying to clean up the mess, but he can't even do that right. And then I got the High Priestess, and I think this is Bolton right now. He's going to be standing on the morals of the High Priestess. He's going to be the one standing there saying, I have nothing to hide. And any information I have is information that was allowed to me by law, by Congress. Because people in those positions, former presidents, vice presidents, and whatnot, they still get daily briefings of what's happening in the world day to day, because there may be knowledge that they have that's not well known that they can then pass to the current occupant, whoever it is, and say, hey, we dealt with this similar issue and this is what we found out. I really feel like he thinks Bolton has something on him, and that's what he's looking for. Because Bolton is not afraid to speak his mind about what he thinks about him.
Bolton has been a person that for like the last 4 or 8 maybe administrations, he's that guy. He's that guy who'll just tell you straight what he thinks. And because he's so knowledgeable about the world, you kind of have to listen to him. You kind of have to take it in.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think, they probably are looking for, they're probably trying to look for something that he has on Dumpy, but he doesn't have to do that, but they don't know that anyway. Is that it? Is that what you have?
That's what I had. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have the 3 of Swords crossed by the King of Wands. So the action that they've taken is a fishing expedition. They are trying to plan their next move according to whatever they think they might have found in his house. And the 6 of Wands is the base of it. So they feel like he has something. He is the person that may have some little tidbit. They're just paranoid. They're just, they're like, Bolton's not connected to Epstein. There's no connection there. It's just, it's just so stupid. And this whole thing just really started. And you notice that Bolton, the whole reason I think that they picked on him is because the podcast Times Radio, if you listen to that, it's a British podcast, and they have had him on several times, and he's talking. And I think maybe that Bolton had been on with some more American podcasts, but because all of a sudden Bolton is getting pulled into these podcasts and YouTube and stuff, they just thought, oh, well, we better shut him up. That's no good to have him there. And I don't get hard. I'm not going to go get it. I just want to see what it was. Oh, good Lord. Okay, that's a good one.
Slide it with your foot.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the 2 of Swords. Okay. So what we have here is that they're going to come up empty-handed. They're not going to find anything. There's nothing there for them to find. We
Bingo. Yeah.
there might be somebody in the, I mean, certainly not the FBI, unless there's some sort of mega plant in the FBI. I don't see that anybody is going to say, "Oh, but I got this." I don't think so. But they might. I wouldn't put it past them to make some crap up, and then they have to figure out what to do with it, because they're known for making crap up, and they don't want to fall into that trap. They don't want to be seen that way. But what is going to happen here is, we know that they're very transactional, and they're hoping that people will just say, "Oh, well, that's Dumpy. That's just what he does, blah, blah, blah." But in the meantime, there's been a raid on John Bolton's house and office. That's no bueno for John Bolton. That is no good. Maybe he's trying to write a new book. Maybe they're destroying everything that he's going to put in his new book. Maybe he's trying to do something else. I think the guy's basically, retired, except for doing the occasional MSNBC or writing a book. I mean, I can't see him doing much else. I can't imagine that he wants to be in another administration. I mean, he must be
No.
as disgusted with the political system in the United States as KH is.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine. But the final outcome, Sherry, that dovetails with your reading is the High Priestess. And I feel like that is John
That's the one I
Bolton.
had.
The secrets are going to the grave with that man.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
not, he
He's
doesn't,
bringing things to the grave with him that would probably make most of us have nightmares for the rest of our life.
as he should, for the type
Mhm.
of career that he's had. He shouldn't be
Exactly.
spreading all that stuff around. We don't need to know that stuff in order to function as United States citizens. He, as being an integral part of several different administrations, yeah, he needs to keep those secrets. That's what it's all about. So, yeah.
It's like my son was in the Navy for 5 years. He did 2 deployments. And there are things that happen, incidents that happened while they were on deployment. Some of the more minor things he has kind of shared with me that frankly scared the bejesus out of me. If I'd have known at the time, I'd have been having a stroke. Because that's my baby that was on that ship. But there are other things when he's caught himself in mid-sentence and just stopped. I can't say no more.
Wow.
Very early on, he would laugh and say, "Oh, Mom, if I told you, I'd have to kill you." Kind of thing, And I'm like,
That's my
that's a hell
favorite
of a thing
line.
to say to your mother. And he's like, "I'm serious. I'm not laughing." And I'm like, "Okay, I get
know,
it."
like I served on the grand jury for state of New Jersey one time, and my daughter was like, she loves to gossip. She's a big gossip. And she's like, "Mom, can you tell me any juicy details about the cases you heard about?" And I was like, "No, I took an oath. I took an oath." And I heard like 16 different cases, but honestly, I couldn't really remember the details. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. I just won't.
Yeah.
That's my duty as a citizen, and I take it seriously.
Yeah.
No, not going to tell you. In my case, there's just a bunch of like drug deals and stuff. There's nothing horrible,
Right.
but it's, you're not going to blab that stuff. And imagine the stuff that they've heard. But Sherry, I think you said that you had to be on with Arthur in
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah, he just started, so I need to pop
Okay.
and go.
So
So
thank you so much for being with me.
you're
And
welcome. Thank you for inviting me on air. I mean, normally I just hang out in the back and just,
yeah,
do my thing. So
yeah, it's nice.
this was
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
And
It felt
I
right.
love reading with you. So
Yes. Yeah.
we
All
feed
right.
off of each other.
So
So
we'll
all
do
right.
it again soon. And everybody, make sure you subscribe. I can't speak. Subscribe to Sherry's channel. And
Make sure you sub to Colleen's too. She's got a great channel. You're missing out if you're not subscribed with that. Click that bell.
All right. We'll see you.
All right.
Take
I'm
care.
out of here, y'all.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. All right. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more reading. And that is, Dumpy was really kind of disappointed that Pootie didn't just jump at his at Dumpy's suggestion to have a three-way with him and Z. You know, he was just a little upset with that, and also that Pootie sent him a picture of the two of them, and he was going to sign it and give it back to him. So I want to do a reading here and just look at what is going on with the Dumpy and how's he feeling about the Pootie. And I want to change decks for this. I'm going to get my Pulp Tarot for this one. So you're going to hear me shuffle. And I tried really hard not to shuffle loudly while Sherry was shuffling. So I apologize. See how loud it is? I apologize if if I covered up whatever she was saying. But there's just no way to change it, folks. The cards are the cards. Okay. So we're looking at, what is Dumpy's what are his feelings right now about the Pood, and what's going to happen next with them? So feelings and what's next. Feelings with Dumpy and Pood, and what's next. Oh, okay. Well, he's mad. Dumpy's really mad. Yeah. He's really mad. He feels like, I'm the leader of the free world, sucker. And why aren't you kowtowing to me now? This is the problem, is that Dumpy is too far gone down the dementia road and down the cray-cray road that he can't really recognize reality. Pootie's always treated him like this. Pootie's always led him right up to the threshold and then kind of cut him off at the knees. So what I get here is the Strength card for Dumpy crossed by the Hierophant. So here's the thing. Who's the Hierophant? Is it Dumpy or is it Pood? Who is the Hierophant? It looks more like Pood to me than Dumpy. And I'm thinking that, he gets the Strength card because he has to alter his behavior. He has to change his behavior, and that takes a lot of discipline, willpower from him. He has to figure out how to play things with the Pood, and that's not comfortable. There's no other person on earth that Dumpy really alters his behavior for. Sure, I mean, with the other dictators, he has to alter himself just a little bit, but Pood is the big guy, and Pood he has been kissing butt with since, I think, 1987. So that's a big one for him. And now I think he's at the stage in his life and he's at the stage in his career where he's once again the prez, or thinks he's the prez, and he feels like he's owed the respect, but the respect's not coming. And he's not going to give Pood what Pootie wants, and Pootie wants money. But Dumpy wants to hang on to all the money. So that's bad. And that's been the issue all along. Remember the messages that the Pood gave Dumpy right after the election. Who got you there? And Elon confirmed that, affirmed that, bolstered that message. But now Elon's gone and all of Elon's bucks are gone. So what's happening with that? In the past, Dumpy could kind of bully his way through these situations, not necessarily with Pood, but he could with other people. He could really bully his way through it. But what's happening now is he's finding that nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play his reindeer games. Everybody's off the field. Everybody's like, "Phew, it's too hard." Even the oligarchs. I mean, where is Apple going? Apple's building factories in China. Apple's introducing big time training in China. Where is China getting all of their avocational training? From Apple. I don't know if it's for free or not, but that's what they're getting. And that's how their industry is going to build up. And P.S., wasn't China stealing all of our international property? International intellectual property. And so, with Apple giving them the keys to the kingdom and giving them all this training about how to build Apple products and probably how to run Apple products, isn't that kind of counterproductive to the idea of, safeguarding our intellectual property? That does not sound really good to me. And this is something that would be totally lost on Dumpy. This is not the kind of thing that he would worry about, but it is very, very important. IP is a really important commodity that one should protect in this world especially. Now, what's going on here with their relationship, we're not going to know. It's hidden by the moon. But this could also be saying that when the moon has its big events, 2 eclipses in September, things might happen. Things might change a lot. He wants to be the rich guy. He wants to be the King of Pentacles. He sees himself that way. But the world just sees him as a brash, overblown dictator that is kind of in dementia and doesn't really know what's going on with things. And that's no bueno. Honestly, Dumpy's kind of ready to be done. This is the World card reversed. He's kind of ready for things to end. He's sick. He's got cankles the size of Texas. He's not well. He can't hold 2 thoughts together in his head. He's got that lip fallen down worse than mine from a stroke. He's not as hale and hearty as he used to be. He used to be very hale and hearty. I had heard a rumor that he was on Ozempic. I don't think he's on Ozempic because he looks big as a house. And what happens is if you're on that stuff for a while and then you stop, you really just balloon up. It's like, yeah, it's not great. The final outcome here for the dump wad is the 4 of Swords. He got a rest. So, with his relationship with the Pood, it's going to go real quiet. When this so-called negotiation with Z and Pooty and Dumpy doesn't come off, there's going to be crickets. I don't think they're going to be talking about it. I don't think anybody's going to be asking about it. He's not going to let the media talk about it. He's certainly not going to let Caroline Leavitt say anything except for, yeah, in 2 weeks we're going to have that meeting. Or in 2 weeks we're going to be able to talk about that meeting. That's what you're going to hear about that meeting. I don't think that meeting's really going to happen. And September is a pivotal month here. A lot of stuff is happening here at the end of August and going into September. And as I've said all along, there are many, many, many things about this changing of the guard that's going to happen that we may not know about. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on behind the scenes that we shouldn't know about. And that's okay. Don't be upset that you don't know about it. What you should focus your energy on and your light on is how can the world be better for all of this? How can we rearrange things so that the United States and the rest of the world is rid of these corrupt, crime-motivated individuals, and so that we can live a life that is healthy, prosperous, fun, well-educated. Everybody can eat, things like that. So focus on the good world, the good way that you want the world to be, the way that you would like your government to be. Or maybe we don't need a government in the same form that we had before. Maybe we need a different kind of organization to help us with our future and our health and our money and running the country. I mean, there has to be some mechanism for running the country, and that is going to take money, unless they figure out some other means of making roads and borders and armies and things like that. So how do we want the world to be? How do we want the United States to be? Who do we want to lead us in that effort? And how do we want our lives to go forward? And make it all very, very positive. Just keep visualizing those things. Keep putting out love and light. Keep being the people that you are, the light workers that you are, because what you have been putting out is working to make the world a better place. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. Bye.